We have a nice matrix here. We're trying to solve it. We're trying to get those zeros, right? First thing, every time you look at your equations, can I move them around so that I can have one in the first row, in the first row? That's the first number. Well, I can't do that. Is there anyone that I can divide and have no fraction? If I divide by 5, fraction 7, if fractions 3, no, there isn't. So what can I do to get one? We have to use subtraction. It's a trick. It's a trick. Because if you use fractions, you can use fractions, but it's gonna make your life so difficult. This one will add a little bit more steps, but it's gonna make your work easier. You're gonna flow. So in this case, I realized that if I can just take row 2 and then subtract row 1, and then I'm just gonna replace the bigger one. So I'm using these 2 rows. Then the answer, I'm just gonna replace row 2 with I'm trying to get rid of the bigger numbers. You could replace row 1, still get the same answer. So here I'm gonna have 5, 4, 6. Because every answer you get, it must replace a row. Minus 4. And the row that it replaces it's between the two. There's 2. Can be any between the 2. In this case, I just chose 2 because I'm trying to get rid of the bigger numbers to make my life easier. So 7, row 2, 7 minus 5 is 2. 10 minus 4 is 6. 1 minus 6 is minus 5. Minus 4 minus 4, 0. And then I'm left with the 3 here, right? Then I re-evaluate again. Am I getting a 1 somewhere? Now I can divide, but still I'm getting fractions. So I do the same trick, right? And now look at how beautiful this is. I can get a 1 if I just take this row and subtract this row, right? That means this one stays the same. Stays there, 5, 4, 6, minus 4. So I'm just gonna replace, I'll just write it here. I'm just gonna say row 3 minus row 2 will equal, can replace either one, but I'm just gonna replace the R3 because it has the bigger number. So this one will remain, it means 6 minus 5. Then 3 minus 2 is 1. Oh, wonderful. 7 minus 6 is 1. Minus 4 minus 5 is minus 4 plus 5, which is wait, 3 minus 2 is 1. 7 minus 6, it's 1. Let me just pause the page here. Yeah, and then minus 4 minus 5, I get 1. Then minus 1 minus 0. This is what I get. Now, wonderful. Now we can start doing what we normally do. This was just a way of cleaning it up so that we end up getting that row that has a 1. And here we have it. Then we can just move it and put it there at the top. So it's another row operation, just putting it at the top. We exchange. It's going to go 1, 1, 1, minus 1. Then it's gonna be 2, 6 minus 5. Then it's gonna be 5, 4, 6 minus 4, right? Yeah, these things are not necessary. I'm just because I noticed that you like them. These equations. I normally do them in my head, but it's good to write them down if you think you're gonna get confused. So it's the same thing. Now we have a 1. We're trying to get the 2 and the 5. It's the same thing. Nothing changes. Same thing. This one remains. It's the one that we're using. I'm just gonna write it here. Then we're gonna start eliminating the zeros. So it's gonna be minus, because we have a 2 here. So it's gonna have minus 2 R1 plus R2. Then we're gonna get R2. Then it's gonna be minus 5, the other one. R1 plus R3. Gonna be R3. Right. So just so that you don't get confused, I said here, when you're trying to get the 1 here, when you're doing this subtractions, and it doesn't matter which one you put here, it could either be, you could either replace one of them. It only applies here when you're trying to get the 1. And then here, you must make sure you understand this equation. I'm trying to replace the second row every time using the first one, which is why I wrote it first here. So yeah, please don't get confused there. So I'm going to get 0. And then minus 2 times this is minus 2 plus 6 is 4. And we get minus 7 here, we get 2 here. And I get 0 here. Minus 5 times 1 minus 5 plus 4. It's minus 1. They do the same thing with the other numbers. I'm going to get 1 and 1, right? And then I see I have 2 zeros, I have 2 zeros. Now I'm focusing on these 2 equations. I'm trying to get 0 here, right? So how do I get 0? I can get 0 by making sure that by making these 2 numbers the same, right? Same ideas. That's what we did here. I tried to get rid of these 2 by saying minus 2 and multiplying everything by 2. Then these 2 numbers will be the same. When I try to get rid of the 5 here, multiply everything by minus 5, then this will be the same. So the same idea is here. I'm just going to multiply by 4. I'm just going to multiply. Oh, wait, before I do that, I think there's something better here I can do. I'm just going to switch this one. Because remember, you try to get this number to be 1. This number. That's the first thing we should have said. We try to get this one to 1. But hey, it's going to make a mess. Well, I can just switch this one because it already has a 1. So 1, 1, minus 1, 0, minus 1, 1, 1, 0, 4, minus 7, 2. And then I write this one, we've used it. Then this is the one that I'm gonna use, just gonna write it like that. And this is the one that we change. The equation here will be, we're just gonna multiply by, let's say 4, because we're trying to get destroy. So let's just say 4 times R2 plus R3 will give us R3. So if I say I'm coming here, if I multiply this by 4, I'm going to get -4. -4 plus 4 will be 0. Do the same thing. 4 times 1 is 4. -7 minus 3. And 4 times 1 is 4 plus 2, 6. Then now, voila. Look, I have the zeros. I have these zeros. Then I'm done. You can just find the answer now by saying -3 z is equal to 6, z will be equal to -2. Then I come to the second one, minus y plus z is equal to 1, minus y. I've got z minus 2 is equal to 1, minus 1 is equal to 3, y is equal to -3. And then, of course, I can get the x here. That's it. Equal to -1, then x, then my z is -3. My y is -3, my z is -2. Is equal to -1. That means x -5 is equal to -1. That means x is equal to 4, 4. Done. Same ideas. Same ideas. You try to get a 1. You didn't have a 1 here. Try to get a 1. Then we got the 1. Then just flip and make it our first row. And then now we remove these 2. And we were successful in removing them. Then we start again. We try to make this have a 1 at the beginning. If we divide by 4, we're gonna get fractions, and we're trying to avoid that. Then, oh, okay, there was a 1 below, so we could swap them. And now, because we have a 1, we could have just divided everything by -1 here, so that I make this negative, but it's still the same thing. But the idea every time is to get a 0. So whatever you do is trying to get a 0. And I'm gonna show you this other one that had letters. I think it's the last one.